Isang magandang gabi sa inyo lahat and welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Fan Podcast, a podcast made by the fans.
For the
For the
fans!
fans!
Ayan, ako po si Jordan Samar, ang inyong host ngayong gabi. Kasama ko po si Jonas Reyes and si Chaka Bandong. And tonight, yun, isa pang very informative, ang dami nating long story short, marami tayong matututunan for this episode ngayong gabi. So, first and foremost, maraming salamat sa mga patuloy na sumusuporta sa ating episode. If you may recall, last time kasama po natin si The Filipino Picker, si Mark Kyle Gianan. Yun nga, to talk about his collection this time. Again, another exciting episode for this evening. Jonas, Ticha, kumusta kayo dyan?
Okay naman, syempre working from home, streaming from home. Isa na namang night of discussion ang aming inihanda dito sa Ultimate Fan Hub Podcast, and we hope you guys stick around and syempre enjoy another episode with us. Ikaw naman, Sicha, kumusta?
Again, I'm excited because it's Girl Power Night. More than being a Girl Power Night, good friend ko kasi itong guest natin and I have not seen her in such a long time. At I can assure you, marami kayong matututunan dito. Baka bukas lang mag-crossfit na kayo.
Yun.
So let's get this thing started. Intro ko na ba?
Game, tara!
Sige, our guest for tonight is, sabi ko, a good friend of mine. I actually met her because we're both fans of this boy band called
Podcast made by the fans.
And beyond that, beyond the fandom, beyond the friendship, marami kayong matutunan dito. Baka bukas lang multi-talented na kayo So let's get this thing started. Intro ko na ba?
Game, tara!
Sige, our guest for tonight is, sabi ko, a good friend of mine, a CrossFitter. Guys, let's all welcome Coach Andre Arcega on the show.
Hi!
Coach, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's such a pleasure.
Isa na namang night of discussion ang aming inihanda dito sa Ultimate Fan Hub Podcast, and we hope you guys stick around and syempre enjoy another episode with us. Ikaw naman, Sicha, kumusta?
I'll be very happy to...
Again, I'm excited because it's Girl Power Night.
So I do hope that I get to share something beneficial for everybody. Yes, and Backstreet Boys rules.
Ayun nga eh. Actually, magandang side topic yung Backstreet Boys, to be honest eh.
Oh, ayan.
Pero ito coach, just to kick things off, no, syempre, ito yung lagi namin tinatanong sa ating mga guests eh, to some sort of an icebreaker. Coach, kumusta buhay natin, lalo na in this time of pandemic?
It's a very interesting and challenging time. As we know, everyone's having a hard time, and I'm definitely one of those who have been struggling. Siyempre, the fitness industry is one of the businesses or one of the industries na huling nag-open nitong pandemic. So, us fitness coaches have had to, really find ways to be able to live through this pandemic. I've been coaching through CrossFit Plus for the last couple of years, but because we had to close down, then I had to shift to online coaching, and a lot of us coaches have had to do that. Not just in the Philippines, but all over the world. So that's a way for us. So us fitness coaches have had to, really find ways to be able to live through this pandemic. I've been coaching through CrossFit Club for the last couple of years, but because we had to close down, then I had to shift to online coaching. A lot of us coaches have had to do that, not just in the Philippines, but all over the world. For us, so our fitness coaches have had to, a lot of people. in ang dami.
Mm. Coach, kasi normally kasi pag may mga fitness friends, friends who are into fitness, fitness enthusiasts and all. Normally may mga backstory yan eh, paano nagsimula in journey nila sa fitness eh. And from my experience, mga naririnig ko sa iba-ibang enthusiasts, talagang maganda pakinggan and very inspirational. Sa'yo ba, Coach, what's your story? How did you get into the fitness realm?
I'm not sure if mine's inspirational, but I've actually always been an athlete since I was a kid. I was a volleyball player in my school alma mater, St. Eustatius College, elementary, sixth grade, all throughout high school. I also delved into figure skating when I was in seventh grade. I loved figure skating. And ang sarap lang mag-explore. But I found myself getting into CrossFit in 2015 kasi I started working for this gym. It's a CrossFit gym. We call it a box kasi, you know, gyms are like boxes. But I started working for that. One of my friends, childhood friends in figure skating, was one of the owners, and I found myself managing, supervising. I was practically doing a lot for that gym. They also just recently opened back then, so tinulungan ko sila to get everything sorted out, get everything started, and then parang on the onset, it was very intimidating, especially I've never really been into a gym and see people work out. And you see people lifting barbells. Okay lang yung mga
I found
AC
myself
kasi
managing,
I was I'm a
supervising. I was
very active
practically
person. So
doing
okay
a
lang yung
lot
nagpapawid. Pero yung
for that
makikita mong
gym.
nagbubuhat
They
ng
also
barbell, it's like a little bit scary. And then I actually thought that I was never going to be able to do it. And then from 2016, so after about 1 year of working for them, parang I started getting encouraged na parang, let me see if I can do it. And I'm someone who's always up for a challenge. I like to try to push myself how far I can go. So one day I just carried an empty barbell and see if I can bring it over my head. And it was a 35-pound barbell. And I was able to do it. And it was something that I never thought I was going to be able to do. Like literally. And from that day on, I realized, wow, okay, I shouldn't be limiting myself. So this is something that I can actually do. So let me go and start working my way through it. I Part of my perks as an employee of the gym was I get to work out for free. Yay! So I joined the classes. After my work hours, I would join the classes. My very first, this is funny, my very first boot camp class, I actually threw up. So, yung mga natatakot, 'di ba, na mag-workout kasi baka hindi nila kayanin, it's normal to throw up. Even those who are actually tenured already, promise. As in, pag nahihirapan sila, it's just your body's way of coping with it. But it's not bad, but eventually masasanay ka din na you're not gonna do it.
Ako nakamute na ako.
And then, so throughout 2015, I met a coach who creates overseas. And he did remote coaching with helped me. And parang nakita niya yung potential ko. So I was honed, I was trained until I started becoming an athlete. By 2017, I started representing that gym that I was working for. I started representing that gym as an athlete. Tuloy-tuloy na yun. Until I discovered 2018 or 2017 rather, by the end of 2017, Martin Grace was brought to the Philippines and was something new. Yung coach ko kasi na yun, also did Spartan Race. So, parang ako, since like I said, I like to challenge myself. Parang, kung kaya niya, tignan ko kung kakayanin ko. Ganon. So, nagsunod-sunod lang. So, from CrossFit, and then obstacle course racing with Spartan Race, where I was able to use everything that I have learned through CrossFit. I put it onto Spartan Racing, and then I went back to CrossFit. Going to be my love forever. It's functional fitness. It helps myself keep myself fit, and it's gonna be part of my life.
Sige.
Yun. So, sis, um, remember back in 2018, you were one of the first assignments I took for Fox Sports.
Yes,
Fox
yes,
Philippines
that
and
was
Asia. Yeah.
enjoyable.
Yeah, you made me try all the obstacle
Yes.
courses in Spartan. Grabe. I
Saya
actually
nun.
have that I have I still have that video naka-upload on my YouTube channel. But anyway, speaking of Spartan races, I've seen you've completed a lot of Spartan races. What drove you to join obstacle obstacle
Horse
races
racing.
like that? Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Ano bang mas challenging kesa yung regular runs?
Running is totally different from obstacle course racing. Running is more of allowing your body to, allowing your mind to relax. I know that running helps with that, but at the same time, it just keeps your blood flowing. But when it comes to obstacle course racing, as it connotes, it involves obstacles. So pag tumatakbo ka, then suddenly, ay ano to, may kailangan akong daanan, may kailangan akong i-complete. Then you're gonna have to figure out, parang you're in a maze, parang you're going to have to figure out how to solve a puzzle before you can actually proceed. Alam mo yung Takeshi's kasi? Perfect. 90s. Oh, relate to Jordan. Takeshi's Castle is
Yeah,
the
love that show.
perfect image for that. But it it gives a lot of excitement. It gives a lot of adrenaline. When you're getting to complete an obstacle, can you just imagine all those people who got through those obstacles in Takeshi's Castle? How happy they are. Because I mean, mahirap din yung mga obstacles na not comparing to the Spartan race, of course. But in Spartan race, there's a lot of possibilities that you can actually hurt yourself. So it's very important for you to be physically fit. But at the same time, it involves a lot of fun. So even if you're not so experienced with it, you can actually go ahead and do it. Parang I always describe it as an adult playground. So you're running around, and then you go through a bridge, you go through the swing or something. I actually once trained some kids, and I'm still training someone to do Spartan races, and she involved her kids and her friends' kids. And last year Easter, what I did was we did an Easter workout, and we
Mm,
would work out at the playground. So I
wow.
like incorporating fun into my workouts, and especially when it involves kids, because for me, importante na nag-e-enjoy ka sa ginagawa mo. So I had the kids do an Easter egg hunt, part siya nung workout nila, and then when they go get the egg, there are instructions, and then I'll have them do a workout and then run around look for some more eggs, yung ganun ba. So but that's basically what obstacle course racing is for me. It's a lot of adrenaline rush. It's a lot of problem solving, but it's a lot of fulfillment once you are able to get past something that you never really felt, or you may have feared that you're not going to be able to overcome. And that's one of the things that I try to encourage people or my students to do is to be able to get past their fears. I have seen so many. I've trained a lot of people in our old facility, and I can tell you, I have seen how fearful people can be, and it's very paralyzing. When you allow fear to take over you, it's very paralyzing. So I wanted to be able to help people as well as much as I was able to overcome my own fears. Because when I was a kid, I'm telling you, I couldn't even go through a monkey bar. Seriously. Eh, yung mga monkey bar na sa playground lang, ano lang yun, malalapit lang yun. One, kasi maliit ako. Takot akong tumalon to get through the monkey bar. Second, I wasn't sure with my grip. So, kapag nalaglag ako and I'm hanging on to those bars, baka mapilayan ako. Yung ganun fears ba? And I have had to experience it myself. I wanted to experience everything myself first para alam ko yung actual feeling of being able to get past them, and then I'll be able to share them to people.
Jonas, nandiyan ka na ba, Jonas? Ay, okay. Anyway, yun nga, si Coach Andrea Arcega joining us tonight. Coach, ito, you mentioned kanina, tumatak talaga sa nasabi mo kanina na CrossFit will be your love forever, di ba?
Yes.
Could you tell us, Coach, kasi normally, ang alam ng mga tao pag fitness, punta sa gym, buhat, ganun. Ano ba yung kaibahan ng normal going to the gym versus CrossFit? Ano ba yung, how does one differ from
the other? Right.
the other?
CrossFit primarily is functional fitness. It's a constantly varied set of movements performed at high intensity. It's called functional fitness because functional meaning it's something that you get to do every day. Like, pag pumupunta ka ng banyo at pumunta ka sa inodoro, anong ginagawa mo? Nagsa-squat ka. Or when you're picking up something from the ground, in CrossFit we call that a deadlift. When you're needing to kneel down and maybe tie up your shoes, that's actually a lunge. Yung ganun ba? When you're carrying something from your shoulder and putting it on the cupboard, that's actually a press. So that's what makes it functional. And that's why I like it. And that's why I said that I'm going to be loving it and doing it forever. Because even if I'm not in the gym, I can actually do a workout. Even if I'm cooking, I can actually do a workout. Even if I'm cleaning the house, especially if you're cleaning the house, then you actually end up working out. Di ba pag naglilinis tayo ng bahay, pinapawisan tayo? Ganun siya. So, di ba? It's actually a workout. And when you go to a regular gym kasi and lift weights, usually it's for aesthetic purposes. So, gusto mo magpaganda ng katawan or gusto mo magpalakas. And it's not bad, but it's just not able to fulfill your body's function in the first place. So, very limited yung mga activities na magagawa mo in a regular gym compared to being functional, compared to doing CrossFit. CrossFit, I just want to make sure that CrossFit is actually a brand. So, and hanggang ngayon may stigma dyan eh. A lot of people are scared to do CrossFit because they think that, oh, you're going to be lifting barbells. CrossFit is not just about barbells. It involves cardio, so may running, anything that will, pump up your blood, pump up your heart. It involves gymnastics, and it also involves lifting weights. Not necessarily barbells, itong pandemic, yan. Ay, masaya. Dahil wala akong barbell at wala akong weight. What did I do? I actually, kasi bumibili ako ng tubig every day. I can't drink from yung mga water refilling station. So, I've had to buy water bottles from the supermarket. And then I collected those water bottles. What I did was I bought a pipe and I put the water bottles together and I actually created my own dumbbell. So, okay. you find ways, and just because you don't have a barbell, just because you don't have dumbbells or even kettlebells that you use in the gym, it doesn't mean that you cannot lift weights. Your backpack with stuff in it can be a weight. Ay, lalo na for women, mabibigat tayo magdala ng bag. So, diba? So, that is actually weight on its own, all right? So, with CrossFit and with functional fitness, it teaches you how to keep your posture or carry these things without breaking your back or without injuring yourself. And those are things na hindi natututukan o hindi talaga natuturo when you go to the regular.
Mm. Okay. Si Jo?
Okay. So, what drove you naman to venture into coaching? Because you're enjoying na as CrossFitter, Spartan race, obstacle course runner. Bakit ka nag-venture into coaching?
Good, thanks. I've actually always had the passion to teach. When I was a kid, um, one of my dream things to do was either to be a nun or to be a teacher.
Wow.
Obviously, I can't be a nun.
Seryoso?
Wow.
Yes. No, because I'm a
Crossfitting
lawless
nan
girl.
pwede
Why
Di ba
not?
panalo yun
But,
eh,
but
na nakikita ko may model nagbubuhat.
why not? You'll never know. Baka meron dyan hidden.
Oo,
No, but
crossfitting.
I I I looked up to my grandmother kasi, and she was a nun and a teacher. But I realized eventually, I'm never gonna be a nun. So, but I've always had the passion to teach. Um, Basically, I like to share of myself. I go through things and then I share of myself. My daughter, I started homeschooling my daughter when she was in sixth grade, so that kind of sort of tested my teaching skills. In church before, I like to teach kids, so I was teaching kids as well. I did some tutoring for homeschool. Nung nagpe-figure skating ako, this is something
Wow.
interesting. Nung nagpe-figure skating ako, and I graduated through the basic level, and I was in Mega Mall every single day of the summer. I was in Mega Mall every day from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Ganun akong kalala before. And then one day, just some stranger, some father, just approached me because he was seeing me skating all the time. He approached me and asked me to teach his daughter how to skate. Eh sabi ko, skater lang ako, nagsiskate lang ako. And sabi ko lang sa kanya na, I'm not a professional teacher, ganyan. Sabi niya, okay lang, gusto ko lang na matuto yung anak ko how to skate properly. So, I don't remember how much I charge. I think parang 200 yata per session or something like that. Because, I mean, you have coaches there eh. So, parang, why
Mm-mm.
would you ask someone like me to teach your daughter when you have other coaches there? So I don't know, maybe because of the fee or whatever. So I did. I taught her. I don't remember if it was every day, but every time we're there, tuturuan ko yung anak niya. And then I think after about a month that I was teaching her, and I was 14 years old then. Okay, I was 14. I think
Okay.
that would be my first coaching job. Um, and after a month of teaching her, she decided to enroll doing some group classes at Mega Mall. And then eventually she started competing in local figure skating competitions. And that made me feel really well. Because I was able to tell myself, I was there when she was starting out. So parang that
Okay.
sort of ignited that passion all the more. And then as I grew older, parang gusto ko lang mahon pa yon. Um, I've always imagined myself teaching kids or people younger than me, but not necessarily people who are older than me. So when I was with Spartan Race, I actually started out as their social media manager, but they were putting up the training facility, and the idea was I was just going to oversee that place. So I was just going to make sure that may tao doon when people are using that. But then when we opened, um, parang ang nangyari was, people started coming, but they didn't know what to do.
Mm.
So, okay, I created programs. Para, okay, here's a program. Okay, fine, go ahead, do it. Because my job was just to oversee the place. But people weren't doing the program because they didn't know what to do. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and coach. So, and the programs that I made were based on CrossFit. They were CrossFit based. So that's when I really started, or when my coaching career really started going further. From the very beginning, that was December 2015 when the camp opened. Eventually, we called it the obstacle course camp. And then people just started coming in. Whenever there's a race, people were going to come into that camp and train. And I have trained siguro one time, one class, I have had to
Okay.
train about 70 people. That's a
Wow.
lot. And I'm
Ang
one
dami
coach.
na.
One coach, 70 people, promise. Medyo, actually, nagpabili ko nun ng ano eh. Nagpa-invest ako nun sa lapel. Pero ang mahal ng lapel. Kasi ganun siyang kahirap kasi I have to shout. I have to shout. And it's not very
Sasabit-sabit
easy
pa yan, coach,
to,
eh, di ba?
di ba? Oo nga. Pero wala. Useless yung, bumili ko ng lapel sa CDRT. Alam mo, para akong, para akong yung ano, yung, yung, di ba sa SM, yung mga tao doon, tapos nagbebenta sila doon sa labas.
Ah, yung mga, yung mga kachili.
Mga nagde-demo.
Yung mga nagde-demo, pero may mic sila. Yung sa labas ng grocery, ganun yung tunog ko. Kasi sabi, okay, ayokong mag-sound ng ganun. Sisigaw na lang ako. So that worked well. But it's very difficult to have to manage that many people. But fortunately, nakaya naman. And throughout my stint dun sa camp, I've trained hundreds of people throughout there. A lot of the people that I have trained are already coaches right now, and they're able to, spread further the teachings in OCR. And then when the camp closed, medyo stressful ang buhay ko noon. Sabi ko I take some time out. And then by the time that I came back from my hiatus, I had the invitation from one of my friend coaches who owns a lot of boxes in the metro and asked me to be part of their coaching roster in the gym. And that's at CrossFit Ortigas or Complete Fitness Ortigas now. And it's something that I have been enjoying. Some people maybe they think that I enjoy making people suffer, maybe a little bit. But then my programs at the gym or rather the programs at the gym are not my own. So yung mga paghihirap nila, I'm just the executor. I'm just the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger, no, coach?
Also the messenger. True.
Uh,
So yeah, that was basically my journey as a
Coach, sabi, kinakwento ni Sicha, you have also coached some celebrities, some showbiz personalities. Can you name some of them and kumusta yung experience na i-coach tong mga taong to?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Hindi, yung mga celebrities na na-coach ko, some of them I didn't really know they were a celebrity when I met them. I have trained Alex Diaz. I have trained Tony Labuscan. Still training him every once in a while when he's not busy. And sino pa ba? Tomas Peñaflor or Tommy Peñaflor. I've trained him a couple of times. Christian Busby. I think Christian's more like a model. TJ Marquez. I believe he's a bench endorser, but he's big in Indonesia. Tapos one time, I had the privilege of making pahirap the cast of Victor Magtanggol.
Yun talaga yung term, no,
Oh.
coach?
Including
you
Alden Richards ba
know.
ito?
Yes, yes. So I was able to give them a quick training program. One time, they nag-attend si Julia Montes ng class ko. I didn't know that it was her until I realized na parang familiar siya. Yung ganon. But Alex Diaz and Tony La Brusca were the celebrities that I didn't know were celebrities, especially si Tony. Kasi parang people were like, oh, si Tony, yan. Parang, sino siya? Hindi kasi ako nanonood ng TV, so wala akong alam. Ganon. But as far as kumusta sila, it's been great, especially when you see them being consistent with what they're doing. Siyempre, as a coach, um, one of a teacher's success would normally be measured kung paano naging successful yung student nila. Diba? So, kung may na-achieve na maganda yung student, siyempre, ang sarap sa pakiramdam. And when both Tony and Alex raced in Pereza Cebu last year, it was their first partner race, they actually podium. Alex was third place, and Tony gained first place in their division. So, and that was both of their first time to do the Spartan race. And sobrang saya, sobrang saya. Silang dalawa kasi competitive sila. And medyo kasalanan ko rin kasi pinagko-compete ko silang dalawa kasi very, ano sila eh, very, they're very good at it. They're very good at it. And they're very into what they're doing. There are a couple of people who, when they put their minds into what they're trying to do, they're really going to go for it. They're going to go and, be the best that they can possibly be. So, ang sarap ng pakiramdam when you have students who are like that. When they're teachable, not just because they're celebrities, but, as long as marunong ka makinig sa coach, di ba? Kung ginagawa mo yung sinasabi ng coach, yung hindi ka pala reklamo, yung ganon. So, sunod lang ng sunod. So, it feels good. Definitely.
Mm. Coach, di ba parang at some point, kasi syempre, actor, celebrities pa rin yung mga yan eh. Hindi ba medyo na starstruck or something? Na, o kaya so many of your friends are like asking, Coach Andrea, si Tony, di ba?
I don't really get starstruck, not that often. The one time na na-starstruck ako talaga, I was invited to Tony's premiere for ML, yung movie niya with Eddie Garcia. And na-starstruck ako kay Eddie Garcia.
Okay.
I'm an old soul.
Wow.
So usually and sobrang I was so honored. So sabi ko kay Tony, can you please get me a photo with Sir Eddie? And then talagang giniligo, kay Eddie ako nagpa-picture. Kasi syempre, he's classic, di ba? I mean, who's not going to get
Legend
starstruck by him? Exactly, di ba? Legend na legend siya. But as far as training the celebrities go, I don't really get starstruck because when you're in my presence to train, hindi ka celebrity. You're my trainee.
Okay.
So I treat everyone exactly the same. I won't treat them any differently just because you're a trainee. And if you're one of the richest people in this country, if you're coming to me to train, then I would expect you to do what I'm asking you to do. Wala sa akin kung ano yung status mo.
Medyo shift lang tayo ng focus ang dali. Apart from being a crossfitter, dancer ka.
Yes.
So, one of the things na sobrang naalala ko with you is yung flamenco. So, talk to us naman how you started dancing flamenco and your most memorable performance.
I started doing flamenco in 2005. My teacher is the premier flamenco teacher in the country. He's Signor Guillermo Gomez. And I got introduced to that because he knew my mom. He knows my mom. And my mom had the invitation to dance flamenco. Kaya lang, I was the one who had the passion and the talent for it. So parang, sa akin na lang mapunta. So I started going to his classes and I really enjoyed it. It was interesting because it involved a lot of feet movement. And it's funny, I like to dance, but I do have a hard time with coordinating my arms and my feet. So there's a certain process that I have to go through with that. Matagal. Kaya very meticulous ako when it comes to dance steps. Were you there, she, nung nag-choreograph ako ng Backstreet Boys steps?
Wala. Because I don't have the talent to dance.
You missed it. No, we were preparing. I think that was in 2010. Not the
And
Never
the
Gone.
flash mob.
The flash mob. Yes, yes. So I had to learn the Backstreet Boys dances, and then I was teaching it to the Backstreet Boys. Anyway, going back to flamenco. So I struggle with coordinating my arms and my feet, and flamenco involves a lot of that. But day in and day out, I would rehearse, I would practice, and my maestro was very appreciative of the fact that I get to memorize the dances to the T. And so we started, doing shows all over the country. Um, we've gone, we've gone to Baguio, we've gone to Boracay. We would sometimes get invited to do some small shows in Rockwell. Nung dati may macro pa, we would do that. Also in SMOA. Usually, if it involves anything that the Spanish Chamber of Commerce is trying to promote, anything that involves Spain. So, nandun kami palagi. Um, the most memorable performances, dalawa kasi, for me, was one, Boracay. Kasi that was the very first time, that was in 2007. That was the very first time that I went to Boracay. It was also the last time that I went to Boracay. And we were there for 4 days. And back then Boracay was this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And I was in awe of the beauty of Boracay. Daming pictures, di ba? Saya. Pero we were there to perform, so we did. Um, and then the other memorable performance for me was in Mall of Asia. We used to do some shows for the Chamber of Commerce, Spanish Chamber of Commerce then. And the reason it was very memorable for me because that was the first time that the head of the Spanish Chamber of Commerce approached me and recognized
Wow.
dancing.
Wow.
And for me, that was a very big honor because you know this is this is the guy who basically set up this event, and for him to approach me and compliment me and recognize for for the work that I was doing and entertaining and performing for them. That was very 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 soothing for my heart. Yeah.
Coach, pwede na daw ulit bumalik sa Boracay, coach. Sabi.
Ganun.
Teka.
Nagyayaya na si Harry Roque, pwede na daw sa Boracay.
Pwede daw bumalik, coach.
Kailangan ko din magumano. Pagdating ko lang sa Boracay, gano'n ako.
Face mask daw muna, coach. Tsaka daw pwede mag-ganon. Tara guys.
Oh my gosh. Pwede na bang mag-bikini pag pumunta sa Boracay? Okay lang.
Meron na. Manila Bay nga,
Tawag
coach.
ka lang
May nagbibikini
magdadala
na
ng Dolomite.
Oh my God. Magdadala na ako ng sarili kong stand. Para wala sila masabi sa Dolomite. Sarili kong stand to. Akin to.
Yun yan. Imported pala yun, no, coach?
True. And I will do that all over the place.
Oo.
Selfie
Anyway,
mode, selfie
coach,
mode.
short break lang. Oh, short break lang muna tayo, coach, no? And again, mga ka-ultimate, yan po si Coach Andrea Arcega, multi-sport athlete and CrossFit coach. Short again, we'll take a few minutes of break lang muna, no? And once again, this is the Ultimate Fan of Podcast. We will be right back.
1 year. 1 year of constantly varied hoop drills, skills training, and functional fitness movements. 1 year of helping people become better hoopers and more functional humans. 1 year of community and family. The pandemic may have disrupted our momentum, but didn't stop our growth. It didn't stop the movement. Swish Fit is the first basketball fitness class in the Philippines, and the only community that welcomes men and women of all ages, as well as all fitness and skill levels. So let's come together. Let's get after it. Let's play basketball, and let's get in the best shape of our lives. Because we're coming back.
Ayan, nagbabalik po tayo dito sa The Ultimate Fan of Podcast. It is the podcast made by the fans.
For the
For the
fans.
fans!
Ayan, si Jordan Summer po ito, kasama si Jonas Reyes and si Shaka Banlong. And just to recap, ang guest po natin ngayong gabi ay si Miss Andrea Arcega, CrossFit coach and multi-sport athlete. Tuloy-tuloy lang ang kwentuhan dito sa The Ultimate Fan of Podcast. But before we get into the second half of the episode, yun nga, words from our sponsor muna tayo. To start with, si Swish Fit. Naku, suki na to ng The Ultimate Fan of Podcast. Kaka-anniversary lang nila last week. And they are our fitness partner. They are founded in 2019 and they're the first group dito sa Pilipinas to combine basketball and fitness into group classes. Everyone is welcome to join regardless sa anong background. Young players, working adults, professionals, parents, kahit sino, as long as you're striving for a fun time and healthier lifestyle. Dahil COVID-19 pandemic, of course, just like any other fitness groups, SwishFit has shifted to Zoom online classes. And yun nga, the Ultimate Fan of Podcast invites you to attend their regular classes every Tuesdays 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Yan. To learn more about their services, please follow them on their social pages. That's at SwishFitPH. Meron din silang YouTube channel, that's SwishFit Official. Ayan. Sicha, sino ba yung isa pang natin, suki sa The Ultimate Fan of Podcast?
Ay nako, napakasarap naman nito. Syempre, we would also like to thank ODIP, My Dip. Nako, yung sauces na yan. I've tried
No?
2 sauces so far. Yung ano to? Yung orange, savory orange and teriyaki. Grabe, ang daming hindi lang siya actually sauce. It's also a dip that you can use sa mga fried ulams like chicken, fish, kahit nga sa inihaw. It's also best in roast chicken or pwede ding roast beef. So yung My Dip, ODIP My Dip rather, is available through direct orders on their Facebook pages and Instagram, also through Shopee and Lazada app. And you can also join their Viber community kasi may mga people who
Mga
have tried
mamsis.
ODIP na nagsisend ng mga recipe ideas also. And please also subscribe to their YouTube page for other recipe ideas. I think it's ODIP official. So yon, ODIP My Dip. Ang dami nilang sauces and marinades. Salamat for partnering with the Ultimate Fan Hub podcast. And you
I'm
have
gonna
to
have to try
remember
that out.
that ODIP My Dip
Papadala
is the
namin yan
ultimate
sa'yo,
sauce.
coach. Wag ka.
Yes. That's the ultimate sauce
I like
for the
trying
Ultimate
out
Fan
this.
Hub podcast.
Napaka-active ng ano nun,
Nice,
ng
nice.
Viber group ng ODIP, di ba?
Oo, mga mamshi, kaliwat kanan. Ito, niluto ko ngayon. Caesar salad. Ayan. Tapos, syempre, matatakam ka, di ba? So,
Siyempre, nakikigulo na
Gusto ko
din
yan,
ako
gusto
doon,
ko
no?
yan.
Oo, nag-post na din si Sicho ng mga creations niya doon, di ba?
Gusto ko yan, lalo na ngayong
Nakakatigal
pandemic,
siya ng
natututo ako
curiosity
magluto.
eh.
Yun nga
Nakakatigal siya
eh.
actually ng curiosity na pag meron kang say salad or inihaw na liempo or fish or basta kahit ano tapos parang pwede kaya dito to, pwede kaya dito to. Alam mo yung ganun. So,
Actually.
experiment lang na experiment hanggang makuha mo yung ano.
Yes.
So,
Gusto ko yan. Gusto ko yung nag-experiment. So,
yes.
mag-experiment ako dyan. No, plus my daughter also likes experimenting on stuff eh. So, yan. Siya yung
Yun,
nagtuturo sa
oo.
akin.
Patuloy natin.
Speaking
Let's
of...
move on to the question
Oo.
and answer. Jonas,
Oo
parang
nga.
may tanong Coach
Oo.
Andrea.
Sige, sige.
Okay, siyempre since March, we've been in various levels ng community quarantine, Coach, di ba? Like most of us, how were you able to cope up with cabin fever, anxiety, and depression through yung advocacy mo na fitness?
Yeah. Very, very good question. Honestly, it's been very tough. It's been very tough. Especially for someone like me, who's in the fitness industry. Siyempre, we have to find, like sabi ko nga kanina, we have to find ways dito. I wasn't depressed until the last couple of months. But naramdaman ko yung hirap. So kapag nararamdaman ko na yon, fortunately, all throughout the world, especially in the CrossFit community, nag-hold sila ng mga online competitions since wala nang face-to-face interaction eh. Diba? And I like competing. I've been competing since 2007. So parang, na-hold lahat yung competition. And actually this year, there was only one CrossFit competition in the country last February that I was able to join. And sobrang happy ako na naka-join ako. That was Masters League. It was their Manila Throwdown, and everyone who would end up as a champion in that competition can actually go to Australia. Kaya lang COVID na nga, so hindi na. But the competitions are ongoing, and naging motivation ko yun eh, to be able to compete and do the online competitions. A lot of the competitions are free, so parang more of for the fun of it lang to get the community going. But those na hindi, syempre parang okay, hindi ako makaka-join or hindi ako qualified. So, gagawin ko na lang din yung workout na ginagawa niya. So, just to be one with the community really helps me a lot. And another thing that helped me cope with the situation was coaching. Because I love to teach and I love to share with myself. So, to be able to impart my experiences, my knowledge, and everything that I have been doing as a coach, to be able to impart that to people who wants to stay fit and get fit, especially during this period na kailangan talaga maging healthy ng mga tao, was very consoling for me to know na someone is getting me to help them out. So, as long as natutulungan ko sila, as long as nakikita ko yung progress nila, so it was very, very comforting for me to have to experience that, to see that. But I was not, kumbaga, hindi ako na-exempt sa feelings of anxiety, sa feelings of depression. You know, may mga heartbreak dyan sa tabi-tabi. So, mahirap magka-heartbreak in a pandemic. Yes, masasabi
hirap.
ko.
Hirap.
Mahirap. Mahirap na mahirap. So sana, wag na magka-pandemic. Either wag ka na mag-pandemic o wag na ma-heartbreak. Or both.
Pwedeng both na lang.
Pwedeng both. Oh. But
Both na lang.
I vote for both.
Coach, you mentioned mahirap, sobrang nahirapan kayo as a in the whole fitness industry, no? Um,
Mhm.
ikaw, you mentioned that you were coping with this pandemic. Paano nyo na i-imbibe sa inyong mga siguro mga clients and everything na okay, ito yung workout routine nyo, ganyan. Kasi iba na Zoom na kasi, hindi na kasi ano yan hindi na hindi na yung group classes na
Face to face.
personal
Yeah.
interaction unlike before Paano mo, may method ka ba behind it if you can share, coach?
For me, walang masyadong difference except for the fact that I can touch you. Yung ganon. So the way that I coach people is the same through online, is the same way that I get to coach people na face-to-face interaction. It's very important, especially if I don't know your background. It's very important for a coach to know the client's background. So may interview portion yan. Alamin mo kung anong ginagawa nila, why are they doing it, why do they want to get fit. So it's the same thing with me. I ask those questions first and foremost, what their goals are, what they want to achieve, during the program or when they sign up for a program. And then, maganda yung face-to-face or yung virtual coaching, as I would call it. Maganda yung virtual coaching kasi at least nakikita ko yung ginagawa nila. So when I see them doing the movement that is required of them and may mali, may real-time feedback. Just the same way that I do it when I'm in the gym. So there's not much of a difference. I just can't physically touch you for you to be able to feel kung na mali talaga yung ginagawa mo. So what I do, dahil video na yan, so papakita ko na lang din. But importante na may maganda kang internet connection. Mahirap yan pag hindi kayo nagkakarinigan at hindi kayo nagkakitaan. So yun lang yung difficulty that we have to adjust. Fortunately naman, I never really had that much difficulty when it comes to the virtual coaching. So, at least na nagagawa ko pa rin. Kung ano ginagawa ko in person, yun pa rin ang ginagawa ko sa virtual.
Teacher?
So yun, apart from all the things you do regarding fitness, you are also a single mom. How are you able to switch hats every so often and still be able to be a mom to Amy?
That's what women do. Well, fortunately, my daughter's turning 20. Oh, yeah, I know, right? But fortunately, my daughter's turning 20. So, magiging adult na yung daughter.
My God, she's turning 20. Wait lang.
What?
She's turning 20 already?
Yeah, she's turning 20.
Oh my God.
But I always see her like she's 12. You know?
Wow.
Kasi yung height niya. Joke lang. No, mas maliit naman ako sa kanya by half an inch. Pero she's always gonna be my baby. You know, when you're a mother, especially kung isa lang yung anak mo, di ba? Siyempre lahat ng attention mo nandun. And you're always going to try to do your best to be the best parent that you can be. And as the child gets older, syempre mas mahirap yan. May challenges dyan kasi challenge ka, yung ganon. But fortunately, I have a great bond with my daughter that allows her to open up to me and allows me to open up to her, and 20-year age gap, di ba sabi nila, kung gusto mo na maging close kayo ng anak mo, kailangan manganak ka ng maaga. I am not advising that. But, ganun yung nangyari sa amin ng anak ko. Di ba? Ganyan yung nangyari sa amin ng anak ko. And plus, when I became a mother, I told myself na I want to give the very best to my daughter as much as I can. So, I don't think I have given her the best, but I do know that I always strive to be the best mother for her. And kumbaga, same thing when my same principle that I apply for myself, for my fitness. I keep pushing and pushing, pushing. I will do everything hanggat magawa ko lahat. And in fitness, you don't give up. You don't give up. You keep going. You keep doing what you need to do, and then once you find an obstacle, same thing with obstacle course racing or diba kinonic. But when you find that obstacle, you have to find your way around it, and it's the same thing with parenthood. So consistent with the principle, you just keep applying.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Probably my first tip, and one important tip that I would give is to seek guidance. Whether kasi ang naglipa na ngayon yung may mga taong nag-delve into the coaching world. They're going to YouTube or using their social media pages, especially for the influencers. Go-coach lang sila. Um, but they're not the best people to base that information on. So what I would say is to seek guidance, whether you have a coach friend or whatever. Alamin mo kung sino yung mga taong dapat na pagkuhaan mo ng information. Because otherwise, kasi pwede kang ma-injure eh. For home workout, that's why functional fitness is very important because now we're stuck at home, we're doing everything at home. And like I said kanina, functional fitness is something that you can do anywhere, especially when you're at home. So, alamin mo kung sino yung dapat mong pagkuhaan ng information. There's a lot of resources out there. So, find out kung sino yung reliable, kung sino yung dependable, and sino yung trustworthy. Even us coaches have to do that as well. And at the same time, so pag nakuha mo na yung information or reliable source na yun, when you seek guidance from them, you can try to sign up for a coaching program. Kasi iba yung, lalo na pag hindi mo pa alam yung gagawin mo, um, iba yung meron kang guidance ng isang coach. So, at least, nabibigyan ka ng feedback, ng real-time feedback. Unless, of course, there are people na stuck at home and they've been working out for a while, they can go to YouTube and look up, paano ba itong movement na to? Tama ba yung ginagawa ko? And then, you'll see in YouTube na, ganito pala yan. Kung alam mo na yung ginagawa mo, then fine, you may go ahead and do that if you want. But iba pa rin talaga yung meron kang guidance kasi ng coach. So, that's the most important thing that I would advise to people. Kasi otherwise, you might end up injuring yourself. You won't know kung tama ba yung ginagawa mo. Especially, depende rin yan sa goals mo kasi. Merong iba na gusto ko lang magpalaki ng braso. Ganon. Di magbuhat ka na lang. Magbuhat ka na magbuhat, your heart's content. Hindi ko ganon. But even if yung mga simpleng pagbubuhat na yan kasi, you can still injure yourself. So it's very important for people to get that proper guidance, get that proper information.
Chicho? Okay.
Uy, Jordan,
Okay,
ikaw maglatanong.
Anyway, coach, now that you mentioned yung importante na to consult with experts. Recently kasi Coach May nag-viral kasi na video na na a couple of meatheads, for lack of better term, na saying na pag hindi ka pumunta ng gym, you're just full of crap, you're a loser, you're full of excuses. Yeah,
Talaga?
Ano bang meathead pala? Anong meathead? Ano ibig sabihin?
Oo nga, ano yun?
Hindi ko
mga
talaga alam,
super
Hindi ko alam.
big.
Hindi ko alam eh.
Yung
Ano
mga
yung
Yung ba
big?
yung
super big.
Borta?
Iba naman.
Oo, yung
Pero
mga
hindi naman
Borta. Yun, Borta.
Okay,
okay.
okay, okay.
Borta,
I rest my case. Okay, tuloy mo.
May mga ganun kasi.
Bota.
Yung super
Ano
big
yun?
guys,
Buff, yung
power
super buff,
builders,
super buff na ano.
Buff
super buff
guys.
people.
Okay, okay.
May mga ganun
Okay.
kasing may recent actually nakita ko lang kanina yung video it had like I don't know 20,000 likes or something. Parang ganun eh.
Okay. So,
Tapos parang
ano yung nasa video?
basically the guy is saying na he's saying it in a condescending way.
Kailangan.
Probably kasi pumped up siya sa gym and everything. Na parang
Hindi naman si Terry Crews yan. Kasi pag si Terry Crews, masaya.
Hindi, pag si Terry Crews kalog yan eh.
Iba si Terry
Parang-
Crews, oo. Masaya yan.
Parang he's saying na na actually Pinoy ito eh. He's saying na na parang if you don't itong COVID tinuturuan tayo mag-gym ganyan.
Kilala ko
Dapat
na
mag-gym ka pa rin. Kasi kung hindi ka nag-gym, loser ka ganyan. Sige,
Yung
ganyan ka na lang kain.
excuses lang yan, yung parang ganun, di ba?
Oo,
Okay,
sige,
okay.
dyan ka na lang sa bahay
Ah.
mo. Lagi ka live in fear. Sige, hanggang ganyan ka na lang sa bahay. Ganyan. Yung parang ganun. What's your take? What say you ba about sa ganun, coach?
But say me, unang sa lahat, bukas ba yung gym? Mag-encourage ka. Mag-encourage ka for people to go to gym. Kung sarado yung gym, paano ka makaka-encourage sa mga taong pumunta ng gym, ka? But most importantly, you don't need a gym to stay fit. Really. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to a gym. There is something different. And it's something na nakaka-excite to be in community with like-minded people. You're in one place and you're doing the same thing. Diba? You're getting to cheer on each other. You're getting to learn from each other. Ang saya, ang sarap pumunta sa isang gym to learn. Okay, especially you're getting the proper coaching that you need. All right, but with the current situation that we have right now, you are not a loser for not going to the gym. Okay, neither are you a loser if you're not working out. That doesn't make you a loser. But you just need to learn the importance and the benefits of working out. We are not going to force people to do something that they don't want to do. Yan ang isa sa mga, I would say, challenges when it comes to getting people into fitness, okay, into a fitness lifestyle. Because some coaches are just gonna go, oh, gawin mo to, ta. Okay? And they're not really, explaining the whys and the hows of what they're asking the clients to do. Diba? If they don't understand it, bakit nila gagawin? If they don't see the benefits of what they're going to do, bakit nila gagawin? How is it going to be beneficial to them? What's in it for them? Kapag ginawa nila to, ano mangyayari sa buhay nila? Mag-i-improve ba lifestyle nila? Mag-i-improve ba? May mangyayari ba? Hindi pong ganon. And, with the current situation that we have right now, with the gym closing, even with the gym closing, a lot of gyms have closed down because they have been closed for the last 6 months. And that's very, very tough. A lot of businesses have had to shut down because of the situation. So we adjust, we adapt, okay? And you go and live your life. And like I said kanina, di ba? Even pag naglilinis ka ng bahay, that's already a workout on its own. So why not incorporate the learning of fitness, okay, into what you're doing in your daily life? This is something that I've been doing. So I've been working out at home. My workout space is actually just our laundry area, which is very, very small, really. And I can't do everything kasi sasabit yung mga ginagawa ko sa bayan. Ganun siya, alright? So what I do is as I get out of our house, that's right in front of our house, and that's where I work out. And a lot of people have seen me work out. When I was able to invest in the barbell, I brought out the barbell, dun ako nag-workout sa street. Diba? People seeing me do that actually entices people to, uy, meron palang ganito. Meron palang, posible palang mangyari to. Posible palang gawin to. kahit na sarado yung mga gym. Pwede palang maging fit. Meron ng isang babae, as in dumadaan lang siya. Sabi niya, kaya ko bang buhatin yan? Yung di ba ganon? Yung na-encourage mo sila to suddenly become curious about themselves and to be aware of themselves. Na parang, uy, ilang kilo yan? Hindi mo, kasing bigat na 5 kilong bigat yan. Yung tipong ganon, di ba? And then, they're gonna try to pick up my item, either a dumbbell or my barbell. They're gonna try to pick it up and see if they can lift it. One of my favorite moments when I'm working out outside, especially, is when the street kids come and then sila yung magte-test kung gagawin ba nila. One time, I was actually doing a 25-day push-up challenge. So I would actually do push-ups out in the street. And there was this one time, umuulan. Sabi ko, ay, parang gusto kong mag-push-up sa ulan. Parang gano'n. So, lumabas ako. I started doing push-ups in the rain. Siyempre, I took a video of it. And then the street kids came running behind me. And then I invited them to do push-ups with me. Yung ganun ba? So, there are ways for you to stay fit and keep fit even if you don't go into a gym, all right? But it doesn't make you a loser if you don't do it. You have your own ways. Um, People don't always do CrossFit to stay fit. Some people do yoga. Some people dance. Zumba is a form of fitness. Uh, and, you know, they're still getting fit. There are several other ways for you to stay fit, and it doesn't always involve you lifting objects. It's just, but lifting is just something. Functional fitness is just something that I personally highly encourage because it's something that you can apply in your daily life.
Go Sicha.
Coach Andrea, napaka-formal no? um, you recently launched your own Facebook page. Talk to us on
Yes.
what can we look forward in your own Facebook page.
Yeah, sobrang delayed na yung Facebook page na yan. Matagal ko nang gustong i-launch. Yeah, it's just that life happens. But something that I have been looking forward to do with my Facebook page, apart from it mirroring my Instagram, which is already my public page, of course, not just to promote me as an online coach, but also to share bits and pieces of information, both as a coach and an athlete. I would like to be able to, and I am going to be sharing some tips and also show some progression. Progressions yung term namin kapag meron kang isang movement na hindi mo magawa. Say, for example, pull-up. Ano yung pwede mong gawin? Kung hindi ka pa marunong mag-pull up ngayon, ano yung madaling gawin para matuto kang mag-pull up? Yung ganun. One of my favorite gymnastics movements is a handstand push-up, which is upside down. So, kung hindi ka marunong nun, ano yung pwede mong gawin? Yun yung mga progressive movements. So, I will be sharing that. And then, yung tips na sinasabi ko kanina would be tips on how to do certain movements correctly, which is something that we do even in online coaching or in face-to-face coaching. Tinuturuan namin mga students or mga clients to properly squat or how to properly deadlift. Deadlift is picking up an object from the ground. Again, so that it would be great for you to get those tips para hindi ma-injure yung kliyente mo. One thing that I also want to use my platform for is to bring awareness regarding mental health issues in the country. That's something that I passionately advocate on, and I would like to use my platform to bring awareness on certain topics, particularly narcissistic abuse, because that's something that not a lot of people know about. So that's one thing. Siyempre gusto ko pa rin mag-share ng mga dance ko. I've been thinking of, for I've been trying to do a dance video, 1 minute dance video every weekend, doing covers from certain dance groups. And Um, sabi ko nga, gagawin kong warm-up yan ng mga estudyante ko. It's something light and something fun, but it's still fitness. So I want to be able to not just do covers, but I want to be able to choreograph certain dances as well. Para ma-integrate na din yun sa fitness or sa working out. But yeah, and basically just use my platform in such a way to inspire people and to encourage people to stay fit and get fit.
Coach, sabi ko nga kanina, ilang months na tayo under community quarantine. Ano? What's your outlook on the fitness industry moving forward now? Kasi may mga gyms na nag-open na unti-unti, di ba? Pero ikaw, personally, what's your outlook
Yeah.
on the industry?
Right now, it's very, very fluid. We don't really know what what can happen. Things are changing very fast, and I I I can probably speak for a lot of coaches um, by saying that the online competitions are still going. Where there's the CrossFit Games. The CrossFit Games is like the Olympics of CrossFit. They've also gone online, and they're actually going to be holding the finals on the 19th. The league that I joined, the Masters League Australia, is also doing the finals online. So everyone's adjusting it. As far as um, the future of the fitness industry, even if we're not able to open up the gyms, the physical gyms for people to go to, I think the coaches are always going to find ways to be able to reach out to people, to be able to reach out to clients and continue to encourage them and to inspire them to stay fit. It's good that the CrossFit community in the country or globally has been growing. And for as long as we continue spreading awareness, we continue, making ourselves available for people to approach, I think we're going to be fine. It's going to be tough, especially for the coaches, especially yung mga full-time coach. Because some coaches are full-time coaches. I'm a full-time coach. Some people have their own jobs on the side. So yung mga full-time coach yan ang mahihirapan talaga. But we will find ways. We will always find ways to be able to do our profession and fulfill our purposes and our duty for people who will need our help.
Ayan.
Go,
So,
Jordan.
Coach, as we're slowly winding down the show, siguro kasi mahaba-haba na kasi yung journey mo into fitness, and yun nga, nabanggit ni Sicha, you being a single mom and everything. Maybe if you have a time machine, no, and you could go back to your younger self, ano yung i-advise mo sa young Andrea Arcega? Ayan.
Oh my gosh, I'm still young.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be young at
Yeah.
40 in 3 months. Maliit pa rin naman ako. Hindi na ako tumangkad since I was 10.
Oh,
So.
baka pwede mo sabihin, ma'am, coach, baka pwede mo sabihin, mas matulog ka na mas maaga or uminom ka na mas maraming gatas or something ganun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, hindi gumana sa akin ang gatas. Maski ang pagtalon sa New Year, hindi gumana sa akin. But if I were to go back in time and give myself some advice, number one is to be patient. Basically, I'm a dreamer, and I've always been a dreamer since I was a kid. I believe in dreams, and I believe that dreams come true, and I will just remind myself that dreams do come true. But I also need to let myself know that life is not going to be very easy. You're going to fall and you're going to fail a lot more times than you can count, seriously. But at the same time, you cannot let your mistakes and your failures define you. That's something very important that I want me to know because when things start to dwindle, medyo na-affect din ako nun eh. So I have to remind myself na, you know, my failures are not me. Um, but at the same time, I also need to remind myself to trust in God more, because I am beautifully and wonderfully made, created in God's image and likeness. And, you know, minsan feeling kong pangit ko. So I have to remind myself that no, I was created in God's image and likeness. And I think regardless of what other people say or what other people will think, I think it's only what He says that should matter most. And it's only what He says that should matter. But most importantly, to just keep loving and to keep living life. Um, like what they say, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. So keep going.
Okay.
All right.
Si Chen.
At this point, Coach Andrea, we would like to thank you for gracing our show. Sobrang we appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time spending with us.
Thank
Um,
you. It's my
any
pleasure.
message to any message, whether to everyone or to those who would want to engage into CrossFit or the kind of activities that you enjoy.
Do not limit yourselves. Okay. I know it's very easy to say that, oh, I can't do this. Oh, baka ma-injure ako. But you're never gonna know until you get yourself out of that comfort zone and start doing something. You don't have to go big right away. You should never have to go heavy right away. Just start small, baby steps, you know. Like when you're a baby, di ba, kaya nga baby steps, you don't run right away, you learn to walk first. So go through those steps, okay? Your fear is going to break once you realize that there wasn't really something for you to be fearful about. That's also something that I've had to realize myself. But, once you are able to overcome your different fears that you've never even known that actually existed, you're going to realize, kaya ko pala to. Kaya ko pala to. Kaya ko pala to. And it could help boost your confidence. So just start small. Start small. Don't limit yourself. Start small. It's not always easy to believe in yourself, but at least try. Always try.
Yan. So, Coach Andrea Arcega, CrossFit coach and multi-sport athlete. On behalf of Jonas and Sicha, again, maraming salamat for gracing our show. Such a huge
Thank
honor, and
you.
hopefully, we have you over again soon. Ay,
Yes,
Coach,
no
may
problem.
gusto ko bang may gusto ko bang
Shout out!
siguro i-promote o shout out, ganyan.
Shout out to the ninjas of Complete Fitness Ortigas. Thank you. I hope you guys were able to join us today. Also to my very beloved friend Didi, who's always supported me. She is my Spartan training, or my Spartan athlete. I've been helping Didi train for 2 years now, and sobrang layo at na-achieve niya. Sobra. And she's already podium. She's an ultra runner ngayon. She can't stop running. So she's been running, running and running and running. And, but it gets her to where she wants to be. So, hi. Also to my friends in Australia, hello. The Masters League people, thank you. Backstreet Girls, nandyan kayo. Hi. But yeah, just thank you to also my family, yung hipag ko, si Mabel. Hi, nandyan ka pa. But and to my very beloved daughter as well, of course.
Uh,
You for always be there, and to my dog Pita, who will not let me out of her sight. She's actually sitting right here, the chair, on a pillow. Nagpalit pa kami ng silya. Siya yung naka-comfortable chair. Ako din. So, Yeah, but thank you for having me. It was such an honor and so happy na hindi ako masyadong kinabahan. Thank you
Thank you din, Coach.
making the experience. Thank you
Yeah.
for making the experience really.
Si Jordan.
Ayan, so
Our super
again,
pleasure.
that's Coach Andre Arcega. Coach Andre Arcega for you, ladies and gentlemen. For para mga ka-ultimate na nakikinig ngayon and nanonood, kung gusto niyo ng fitness tips in general, go hit your girl up, 'di ba? Si Coach Andre Arcega, just follow her on her social media accounts and lalo na sa kanyang Facebook page na kanyang inaayos as she mentioned a while ago. And that wraps up tonight's episode for the Ultimate Fan of Podcast. Ako po si Jordan Summer.
Wait lang,
Kasama
binabati ko.
si Jonas Reyes and si
Yeah.
Chakabanlong. Jonas, ano yan? Ano
Ay,
ba yung
Ano lang,
may shoutout.
binabati-
Shoutout.
Binabati ko lang yung mga taga midlife halftime quiz night. Active na naman tayo bukas. Game 5 ba? Game 5, no?
Game 5.
Game 5 of the NBA Finals. So, magising kayo
Hi
ng maaga, guys.
from Midlife Halftime.
Yun lang. Ikaw, Sisa.
Sino na maglalaban nga ba sa NBA Finals?
Lakers
Hindi ako
Heat.
aware.
Lakers Heat. If the Lakers win, sila na yung champion bukas. 4-1.
Talaga? 4-1. Nice.
Yeah, if they win tomorrow. So, yun.
LeBron
Crucial.
with Lakers, di ba?
Yes, ma'am. Lakers po siya.
I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm not a LeBron fan.
Same here. I'm not a LeBron fan, but I'm a Lakers fan.
I was a Bulls
wait
fan,
lang,
by
shout out
the way, during the Michael Jordan era. But Lakers
okay.
is one of my favorites.
Okay. Ano yan, Sicha?
Ako lang may shoutout. Happy birthday to my cousin, Abby. And hi to my favorite nurse. Bati na tayo.
Ayun.
Sino yun?
Again.
Oh, there.
Shout out.
Sige
din.
lang, mga coach.
One last shout out to Live Store Adelaide and Live Store Australia. Thank you for the merch. Suot ko yung merch galing sa inyo. So, love it. Thank you.
Ayan, so, Coach Andre Arcega, guest natin tonight for the Ultimate Fan of Podcast. And this is a podcast made by the fans.
For the fans.
For the fans.
For the fans. Si Jordan Summer po ito, kasama si Jonas Reyes and si Chakabanlong. Again, sa mga ka-ultimate, stay safe and have a great night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Bye.